know, as long as I rise like Ra, I feel it's always a great day. And as long as we continue to rise like Ra, as our ancestors would say, rise like Ra, that means the sun, then we move forward. You know, we have another day that we can work with. That we are naturally a sun people, unlike, you know, others who may be more of ice people. They may enjoy this kind of weather, but African people, we like the warmth. We don't have a vision for our children where we want them to be. Do we have a vision for the next 1,000 years? When you look at white folks' documentaries and so forth, they're talking about sending people to Mars and the colonization of space, okay? You know, that's their vision. They're visualizing these things, okay, to come about, okay? So where's our vision at? You know, we've got to live beyond today. We've got to start to put that into a spiritual, visionary practice every day of our life. You know, you're taking a vision, okay, that you're putting in the state of mind of every brother and sister that you come in contact with. See? So how you doing today? I'm doing fine. White supremacy must be conquered. Yes, my fellow brother. It must be conquered, and we move on in our day. But that's our greeting every day. Right. Some of us are like shooting stars. You know, we're Africans, you know, when we learn about it. But we shoot across the sky, and you never heard from again. Mm-hmm. Because we think, okay, I got into that, you know, and I learned. But see, this is something for life. The work has got to be out there. The work has got to be put forth. Because imagine how many people, you know, we're good at saying what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. But the work got to speak for itself. If Jews going back to Jerusalem can empower them into their Jewishness, and if a Muslim can go back to Mecca, empower them into their being a Muslim, then we equally can empower us into our Africanness by going back to the world's first holy land, back to Kemet, where it all began.
You don't know. For millions of years since creation. But now just to live, I have to have a $15,000 suit on, a $5,000 shoes. I have to have all kind of stuff on me. And then I qualified. Do you have a master's degree? Man, I didn't go to school. Oh, put him aside. So in essence, there's no one on this planet, none of the leaders, none of those who are talking, they are not interested. It was simple. It was understanding that is alkalinity, not acidity. We don't want that anymore. We don't want to tell stories anymore. We don't want to protect the stories anymore. But you see what happened? You can't turn back and say, I was wrong. Well, I was wrong. I was along with the rest of the healers. I was reading these books. So in essence, all of the hoopla was just noise. The media didn't let you hear it, right? Jesse Jackson Jr. didn't talk about it, right? Because this is what's happening. They're lying to us. And we have to stop it. We, the black race, is responsible. Not the white, not the Chinese, not the Arab. The Arab need help. They need help now. All Arabs need help. Because there's no way in the world where you find the highest incidence of eye problem like Arabia. Because they eat lamb. But could you go and tell an Arab to stop eating his lamb? It's like going to tell someone that uses cocaine, stop. Then you're crazy. Like going to Africa and tell a Maasai, hey Maasai, you only live 47 years, man, and you're gonna die because you're eating raw blood and starch. He gonna chop your head off, and he should. I want you to go to any African country and tell them, no, just ask them, please, Hey, African, I know you've been bamboozled too, because cassava is not a product of nature, nor of Africa. Cassava is a starch that needs the aid of a man to grow it. Cassava cannot grow by itself, and it has cyanide. But the cyanide has already affected the brain. He cannot think for himself. It's like talking to a Haitian or a Brazilian. In fact, the only country that I have ever visited that have people dark like me, but nobody in Brazil is black. Brazil. If you go and research the census of Brazil, you will never find a black person in Brazil. Everybody is white. That is how much they have offended us, that we hate the very image that God made. Something is wrong. Something got to be wrong. Me, I was a very good Christian, and a very good Muslim, a very good Buddha. And I wanted to join the, well, I don't want to mention it, but anyway, I was a good everything. But what I found, that they were feeding me the wrong food, and I had to deny all of them because they feed us garbage. There isn't a religion in the world that have fed the black race in America or anywhere in the world the food that is consistent with their cellular predisposition. So if you, my religion, is feeding me the wrong food, then what is the message you are sending? It's like putting gasoline in a diesel car. You would not get to South Philly. No, you're not. It's not going to run right. But we eating starch and blood, and we want a dialogue. Dialogue based on what? I mean, come on now. We are the remnants of what world? Let us try to bring it back. We can't challenge each other. The only thing we have to offer each other now is love.